So you create a folder called Jupyter Notebooks anywhere on your computer. It doesn't matter where you do it. And inside that folder, you store the pyproject.toml file. This file is a simple text file that contains all the information that UV needs to create an environment. So we're going to use UV to create a virtual environment. So virtual environment is a folder on your computer that runs a specific version of Python and specific versions of Python packages that combined form the software that you need for doing a certain analysis. And this virtual environment, this folder, will shield this version of Python and these packages from the other Python versions that are running on your computer so that they don't conflict with each other. So, and then UV is the software that you use for creating such virtual environments in a very fast way. So NUV is going to use this toml file to create the virtual environment. The toml file specifies the name of the environment, Jupyter Notebooks. It specifies which version of Python you want to install, and it lists all the Python packages that you want to install. This line here specifies that you want UV to manage the environment. So what you need to do is you need to open a PowerShell on Windows. Mac users will use a terminal for this. And you go to the Jupyter Notebooks folder. How can you go to a folder from within the PowerShell? Well, you can use the cd command, which stands for change directory, and then you just type the path to the folder. So you can use auto-completion to avoid making typos. So as you will see, I will only type 3 letters and then I will click the top button. And you see that it auto-completes what I was typing. So, and you will see me doing that all time. So I always type a few letters and then I press stop. He auto-completes until I finally am where I want to be. So the Jupyter Notebooks folder. I click enter and you see that now he has gone to that specific folder. So I can check the content of this folder by typing ls, which stands for list. And you see that indeed the pyproject.toml file is there. So now I can create the environment by using the following command, uvsync. I'm not going to do it because I've already run this. But when you press enter, UV will go to the pyproject.toml file and create the environment that is defined there. So after you have run uvsync, you list the content of the folder again. And what will UV do? Well, UV will create a hidden folder. That's what you see here, the .vm. The dot means that it's a hidden folder. So a hidden folder that contains the virtual environment, and it will create also a log file. So for you, the important part is here, the folder that contains the virtual environment. So this folder is actually the virtual environment. So we can take a look in that folder and list its contents. And you see that it contains 2 folders, one folder called scripts and one folder called lib. And these are actually important. I can also show it here. So we go inside the virtual environment. So the scripts folder contains the Python installation, and the lib folder contains all the packages that you asked him to install. So when I go here, you get an overview of all the packages and all their dependencies that have been installed. So for instance, when I search for pandas, I will find it because I asked him to install the pandas package. When you create the same environment with Conda, this is what it looks like. So this is also a folder. Python environments are always folders, but you see that the Conda environment contains a lot more folders, and that's because So with UV, the only thing that you can install is Python and Python packages, and that's it. With Conda, you can install a lot more. So Python packages, but also R and R packages, C, C++, Fortran, whatever you want.